Schellebarger. Welcome to my Patreon page. This page is here to support my project, Milarepa's biography, animated, and I'm actually doing a chapter of it. The first part is the second chapter of Milarepa's life, and he becomes a sorcerer and kills 35 people. Tropaga had his inheritance stolen by his aunt and uncle when his father died, and entrusted them with his estate until Tropaga reached the age of 15. He was only 7 at the time. Instead, the aunt and uncle stole everything and made the mother, Tropaga, and his sister work like slaves. And when his mother scraped together, saved up enough money for a party when he came of age at 15, and she requested they turn over the inheritance, they said there is no inheritance, and threw them out on the street. And so he opened the second scene with the family begging in the street and a big fat wealthy man walking down the street towards them. This is the second part of his life. His mother is so desperate, she forces Tropaga to study black magic, which he does, and he ends up using his magical powers to kill 35 people in their old house during the wedding of his cousin, the evil uncle and aunt's son. But the aunt and uncle escape unscratched, and he goes back to the Lama of black magic, left hand path yoga, and reports a success. And this Lama is worried that he's going to have to pay a lot of karma because he's been teaching his whole life these kinds of things, and he realizes that he really made a big mistake, and Tropaga is really remorseful for his actions. And so the sorcerers send Tropaga off to look for a guru who can teach him the Dharma and bring him to the path of Buddha and enlightenment and salvation. And says, and if you make it, think of me too, because I need it. So this is the second part of my animated life of Milarepa. I thought I chose it because it's really exciting. It's about sorcery and mass murder and redemption and remorse and all sorts of great cinematic plot things going on in it. I'm doing this as part of my master's thesis project at Union Institute University in Creativity Studies. So if you like what I'm doing, if you enjoy Milarepa and Tibetan Buddhism, look at the options. I have a few options. I'm putting up more levels. I've got a $1 level, a $3 level, a $50 level right now. And choose one. You don't have to give that much. You can give more if you want. My first $3 level patron gave me $20 a month instead of $3. So it's very nice of Ian. And you can do that if you want. You can change your level if you want. You can stop anytime you want. And it's an automatic payment. It supports me in this work. It takes a lot of pencils, a lot of paper, a lot of stuff to do animation. I've got a lot of it, but I need some more, and so I've got a list of my objectives, my goals, things like a Wacom Syntec tablet monitor, so I can draw directly into a digitized format with accuracy, and so forth. Some software that I need, like Photoshop and After Effects to do all the things I need to do in it. And you can support my effort to set up my own studio. I'm trying to get $2,000 a month sponsorship to pay for the studio expenses so I can get a separate studio instead of doing this out of a spare bedroom in my apartment, and have a real studio where I can concentrate and be uninterrupted by the hustle and bustle of daily life. So anything you can do, even if it's just an interest in watching what I do here, that's great. If you want to contribute money, that's wonderful. Thank you very much. That's what's going on this Patreon webpage. And, I better tell you a little bit about Patreon. Patreon is kind of like a crowdsource funding site, like Kickstarter, for example, with one big exception. Instead of paying one time and say, I need, say, $8,000 for a movie, you dedicate a certain amount that you decide and pay every month, so it's an ongoing support for the artist, which is really nice. The artists love that kind of patronage. Doesn't have to be a lot. You can pay as little as $1 or as much as you want. You want to give me $15 million? Great! Every month? Yeah! So, you choose. You're in control of that, and there's some great kind of give-backs. You can check out and come back and check them out, because I'm going to add levels and more gifts. I've just put up on the $50 a month level. You will receive 3 museum quality archival giclées of 3 of my paintings. I started out as a painter, painted figures, and I printed up a bunch of giclées of my 3 major figure paintings in nudes, and I tell a story of each one. And the deal is you give me $50 a month, and every month for 3 months consecutively, I will send you another giclée. So over a period of 3 months, you'll get the entire set. And these are about, yay by yay, depending on the print. And I've put them up both in the rewards section and also on the posts. I'll comment on them, talk about the history of the painting, and I hope you'll enjoy that. And you can have those. They're really high quality. I worked with an excellent printer of fine art prints, giclées, in Utah, and we corresponded back and forth. I had a professional art specialist in art photography, photographing works of art, come out with a 3x5 medium format camera and take the transparencies, which I sent to the printer, and then he sent me proofs, and we worked back and forth adjusting the color until it was exactly, in my estimation, as close as we could get it to the painting themselves. And then he printed them up. I think I've got at least 20 of each, so I'm limiting this to 20 people right now. And if there's more, I might change that and expand it. But I think I can get at least 20, maybe a little more, so check back on that. And after they're gone, they're gone. So, and that's going to be the end of that reward. I guess that's it. Thank you for checking out my Patreon page. Your comments and critiques, if you have anything to say about my art, I would appreciate it if you were constructive and just saying, that sucks. You can give me some feedback, which will help me improve. That's always welcome. I have a very thick skin. In art school, I was known as the guy that would go to 4 or 5 professors in other classes and ask them to rip my latest painting to shreds so I could find out every little thing that was wrong with it or that I can improve so I can learn better. So you can do that too. Okay, for now that's it. Thank you very much for checking out my page, and I do hope you'll become a sponsor. You can click in the upper right-hand corner. There's a red button that says Become a Patron, and you can click that, and it'll pop up with the different levels, and away you go. Have a good day, and I hope to see you on my page. Bye. Okay.